Here's something that's pretty cool that you can do in LinkedIn. You can actually send information to groups and post information in groups. And to give you an example, I'm going to use Sales Tip a Day. That's my group. I can post stuff in here. And you see I post stuff all the time in here on just my blog posts that people can take a look at. And literally what it does, it goes into a discussion, and this is how people can go through and find certain things that I've got going on. You can do this with lots of other groups. Depending on the group that you go into, they may want to see this sort of stuff in promotions. But if you're trying to promote information or stuff that you may have, you can do it in the discussion section. So what do I mean about that? For example, there's a couple of ways that you can promote into different groups. And I've got this Strategies for Marketing Boot Camp, how to get found online, coming up soon. And I want to share this in LinkedIn. So they've got a little button up here, which is the link and share button. And it gives me options to share with groups or individuals. And what I want to do is I want to send this through to a bunch of different groups to promote it out. And let's pretend that because it's in Calgary, let's say I want to go to a bunch of different Calgary groups. So what I do is I punch in Calgary, and I get Calgary Lion Group, and I'll get Calgary Business Network, and the Calgary Entrepreneurs and Startup Network. So I basically find this little link that may be on sites, and I can put this through and send this information, and it will post up on to any of the groups that I want to actually add in here. And I can put subject information or detail information, but it's already in here. It shows up in this area up here. You can also edit this if you want. If you click on this button here, I can get rid of some of this stuff that's sitting up front here and make it easier for people to read. I can include a photo, exclude the photo. I don't necessarily, I don't have to necessarily post to updates, but I do post it to groups here. And what I would do is I would hit share at this point in time. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it to these groups, and they might think I'm actually spamming them. But once again, you want to take a look on LinkedIn if you could post in the discussion section or the promotion section on this sort of information. And it's a great way to get something out. So that's one way to do it. Basically looking for any websites that have this little button. If they don't have this button, there's a great little service called Shareaholic that you can sign up for, and I'll click it right here. And Shareaholic has a whole bunch of little widgets and buttons and social bookmarking sites that you can actually put information in. And one of the ones is LinkedIn. So if you go to shareaholic.com, you can get a widget that fits on your toolbar that you just drag up and on to your toolbar. And then what you do is you go in and you populate the different widgets that you want in there. So I'll just kind of go through to the website really quickly here to show you some of the stuff that the service directories that they have that you can pick from. So if you take a look through, I've got a whole bunch of different ones that I've got in here that I'm utilizing for my Shareaholic. So go to Shareaholic, sign up for the service. Really easy. You can connect with Facebook. But once you get into Shareaholic, you can hook up with LinkedIn. So what happens is you click that LinkedIn button when you've clicked it on your toolbar, and same thing, this pops up. You get this whole widget that pops up here, and once again you just go in and you start posting to groups. So you go to that Calgary Lions group or Calgary Business Network and so on and so forth. Same sort of thing. It's the exact same thing I just showed you. You can go through and edit this information, then click share, and it will go through and post up to these groups. So it will end up sitting on this section up here for a week's time. The neat thing about that is if you get this in here, typically all the group members or most of the group members get an email sent to them on a regular, on a weekly basis, I believe. Sometimes it's daily, but this shows up in there. So it gets in front of a bunch of different people. So if you have something that you're trying to promote, like a job offering or some new service that you have, this is where you would actually do this sort of stuff. You could go to Shareaholic, get that widget, put it up on your site, or put it up in your toolbar, your browser, and then just share it with everyone in the world. Great way to get your word out.